Welcome to the Deep Dive. We dig into stacks of sources to pull out the key insights, helping you get informed fast.
Today we've got something kind of counterintuitive.
Yeah, really counterintuitive. What if real deep intimacy, the kind that makes your relationship feel like an adventure, isn't actually found in comfort, but in, well, shared discomfort?
It sounds backwards, right? But we're looking at how intentionally facing challenges together, physical or emotional, can seriously transform relationships.
So our mission today, guide you through one couple's pretty compelling real-life story, unpack the science behind why this works, and give you some practical stuff you might be able to use.
It really forces you to rethink what connection even means. We tend to chase the easy stuff, the comfortable stuff. But as you'll hear, sometimes it's the hard experiences that really weld you together.
Okay, so shifting from comfort to discomfort. That's a big leap. Let's ground this.
Yeah.
What did this couple's relationship actually look like before they hit on this idea?
Well, they'd been together 6 years, living together for 3, and things had settled into this very civilized state, as they put it.
Civilized. Like, polite.
Polite, predictable, scheduled, almost like roommates, you know? They even said they felt like they were just performing the role of good boyfriend or girlfriend.
Oof, performing. That sounds empty. No big blow-ups, maybe, but no real fire either.
Exactly. That's a classic trap, isn't it? The comfort feels nice, but it stops you being vulnerable, stops you pushing each other. It gets safe, but really stagnant.
It sounds like they were kind of desperate almost. Did they, like, try therapy or anything more conventional first?
It seems the push came from a couple of directions. One partner had this moment. They jokingly called it the Great Relationship Assessment of 2021.
Chuckles.
Triggered by scrolling social media, seeing all these adventurous couples, and realizing, wow, we don't do anything together like that.
The Instagram effect.
Right. And the other partner was swamped with work stress, totally buried in it, but felt like they couldn't actually share that vulnerability. They just hadn't built that habit, that trust for the really tough stuff.
So that individual discomfort kind of forced their hand, made them look outside the box.
That's often how it happens, isn't it? You hit a point where you know something has to change.
And somehow, in their searching, they found this idea of adventure therapy.
Yeah, and also this concept researchers call accelerated bonding. Basically, the idea that intense shared experiences can forge deep connections fast.
But even with the research, they weren't immediately sold, were they? Especially on the idea of rock climbing.
Not at all. They were skeptical, even, well, pretty scared, actually.
Which you're saying is kind of the point.
Ironically, yes, that fear, that reluctance, it's part of the mechanism. If it feels too easy, it just doesn't trigger those bonding chemicals in the same way. The discomfort is the engine for growth here.
Okay, so picture this. 2 total newbies showing up at an indoor climbing gym Tuesday night.
And apparently, both were secretly hoping the other would just cave and say, you know what, let's just get tacos.
Laugh slightly. Oh, I know that feeling. Wanting the escape hatch.
Totally. And that shared feeling, that unspoken, I'm kind of scared too, that's almost the first tiny bond forming right there.
So the instructor, Sarah, she picks up on this nervousness.
Immediately. She started them really basic. Little trust falls first, then basic belaying.
Okay, belaying, that's where you're holding the rope for your partner, controlling their safety as they climb down, right?
Exactly. You are literally holding their life in your hands, controlling the rope.
And that first time belaying, that was the moment.
That was it. A huge shift. The partner on the ground felt this like incredibly intense responsibility, something totally new.
And the one climbing, looking down.
Knowing their safety was completely dependent on the person below. They felt their partner's absolute focus, their presence. They both said it was more intimate than anything we'd experienced in years.
Wow, just from that simple act.
It's wild how fast it hit. They barely got 10 feet off the ground. But driving home, they talked more than they had in months.
Not just about climbing, though.
No, about everything. Fears, goals, the deep stuff. And this is where that science of stress bonding really comes alive.
Okay, break down that stress bonding for us. What's happening chemically?
So when you face these mild challenges together, your brain releases this amazing cocktail of bonding chemicals.
Like what?
Well, you've got oxytocin, that's the love hormone, right? From trust, vulnerability. Then dopamine, the reward hit you get from achieving something tough together. Motivation, pleasure,
Okay.
and adrenaline. The fight or flight one, which sounds weird, but it can actually boost attraction and bonding when you feel it with someone you trust.
So the challenge activates your nervous system.
Right, but, and this is key, your partner's presence, their support, actually soothes it at the same time. So your brain starts linking your partner with feeling both challenged and safe, supported.
That's a powerful association.
It really is. Plus, the physical challenge kind of strips away the social masks, you know? You
Yeah.
can't really keep up your usual cool persona when you're genuinely grappling with something new or scary. You just have to be real.
And the immediate result for them, personally,
Yeah.
beyond the great conversation home.
They shared that later that night, they had the most intense connected sex they'd experienced in years.
Which speaks volumes, doesn't it? Not just about the physical side, but that feeling of, okay, I can really truly count on this person, even when things are messy or scary.
Exactly. It's like rediscovering this foundational trust that maybe got buried under the everyday routine. A visceral reminder of relying on each other.
So that first climb wasn't just a one-off. It kicked off what they call their challenge journey.
Yeah, over the next 3 years, they kept at it. More climbing, but also intense hikes, obstacle races, even cold water swimming.
Cold water swimming. Brave.
And a trapeze class. Each thing taught them something new, they said, about themselves, each other, and how to function as a team.
Was there one experience that really stood out? A turning point?
Definitely. For them, it was a Tough Mudder race.
Oh, wow. Those look intense. 12 miles. Mud, walls, barbed wire, ice water. The works.
Brutal. And the setup was classic. One partner trained diligently for months. The other, well, let's just say they were planning to wing it.
Chuckles. Oh, dear. How did that go?
Predictably, about 4 miles in, the winging it partner was really struggling, hitting a wall.
So the moment of truth for the trained partner. Forge ahead or stick back?
Right. And without even hesitating, the trained one chose to stay. Pace them, encourage them, help them through the next 8 miles.
That's huge.
But then, mile 8, the tables completely turned. The trained partner hit an absolute wall, utterly spent, couldn't physically get over this 12-foot obstacle.
No way.
Yes. And the partner who'd been struggling, seeing their partner in genuine need, they just found this incredible surge of strength, helped haul them over the wall.
Wow. That reciprocity.
It was incredibly powerful. And for both of them, in that moment, helping each other through the absolute muck, the thought was crystal clear. This is my person. This is who I want facing the hard stuff with.
That's profound.
And that night, they finally had the talk about marriage they'd been avoiding for years. Got engaged 3 months later. It wasn't just about the race. It fundamentally shifted how they saw themselves, from 2 people sharing a life to one solid team.
Let's connect that back to the research. You mentioned couples doing novel, arousing activities report higher satisfaction.
Exactly. And arousing here just means activating the nervous system physiologically.
Mhm.
Doesn't have to be sexual. The keys are, it's challenging for both of them, it requires working together, and it gives that sense of shared accomplishment.
Is that misattribution of arousal thing really a big factor, where your brain mixes up the thrill of the activity with attraction to your partner?
It definitely contributes. Your heart's pounding, senses are heightened from the challenge, and your brain looks for an explanation. Wow, I feel intensely alive right now, and my partner is right here sharing it. It can absolutely amplify feelings of attraction.
But it's not just a brain trick, right?
No, absolutely not. Because it's happening alongside genuine trust being built, real support being given and received. You're not just feeling aroused, you're actively practicing being a good partner under pressure.
What kind of skills are we talking about?
Communication, for one.
Yeah.
You develop this shorthand, almost telepathic understanding when you have to rely on each other physically. Trust, obviously it's not theoretical, it's I trust you to catch me, pull me up. Supporting each other through discomfort becomes a learned behavior.
Psychologists call these positive shared experiences, right? Better than just like complaining together about work.
Far more powerful for bonding, yes. It cements the relationship as a source of strength and positive achievement, not just a place to vent. And the intimacy improvements they saw, frequency, quality, that's a direct result.
And it boosts confidence individually, too, you said.
Yeah, that was interesting. One partner became more assertive generally, the other found it easier to express emotions. That bravery they practiced together spilled over into other parts of their lives.
Okay, so this all sounds amazing for them. But maybe you're listening and thinking, look, Tough Mudder, trapeze, not happening.
Totally fair. And that's a crucial part. Challenge is relative. It doesn't have to be extreme sports.
What are some more accessible examples?
Oh, loads. learning a new dance style together, like salsa or swing, taking a pottery class where you're both total beginners and probably going to make a mess,
Okay, I could see that.
tackling a home improvement project that's just slightly ambitious for your skill set, training for a 5K run or walk together if you're usually sedentary, even an improv class.
Improv, really?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Talk about being vulnerable and silly together. It forces cooperation and breaks down inhibitions.
So the core ingredients are still the same, regardless of the activity.
Exactly. It needs to be. 1, new for both of you. 2, require some cooperation. 3, involve what we call constructive stress, mild activation, feeling a bit challenged, but not actual danger. And 4, something you can achieve together eventually.
So you really need to think about what challenging means for your specific relationship dynamic.
Precisely. It varies massively. What's terrifying for one couple might be a Tuesday night for another.
But it's not always going to be sunshine and roses, even if you pick the right challenge. Things can still go wrong.
Oh, absolutely. Challenges mean potential failure, arguments, discomfort. That's part of it.
Did this couple have experiences like that where it didn't go well?
They sure did. They told this story about the hiking disaster of 2022.
Sounds ominous.
It was. They tried a 14-mile hike, weren't properly prepared, the weather turned awful, they got lost.
Oh, no.
And one partner just had a complete tearful meltdown around mile 9, just sat down and couldn't go on.
How did they handle that? Because that could easily turn into blame and resentment.
Right. But this is where the previous challenges paid off. The partner not melting down didn't try to fix it, didn't say, pull yourself together. They just sat with them quietly, supportively, until the other person was ready.
Wow. Just being present.
Exactly. And crucially, neither of them blamed the other afterwards. They looked at it as, okay, we messed up the planning, we got lost. How do we solve this? They figured it out together.
And that experience, even though it was negative,
Yeah.
actually taught them something important.
Huge lessons about handling stress together, about how to navigate conflict without making it personal. They said it actually improved how they handled disagreements in everyday life, knowing they could get through really tough moments without it threatening the core relationship.
That's incredible. So failure can be as valuable as success. Maybe even more so sometimes.
If you approach it right, yes. Which leads to some key principles for making this work.
Okay, what are they?
1, choose challenges slightly outside the comfort zone, but not totally overwhelming or beyond your combined abilities. Start realistically.
It makes sense. Don't aim for Everest on your first go.
Exactly. 2, communication is absolutely vital. Talk before you do the thing. What are you nervous about? What support do you need? What are the goals?
And after.
Crucial. Debrief afterwards. What felt good? What was hard? What did you learn about yourself, about us? What will we do differently next time? That reflection cements the learning.
Okay, so for someone listening who wants to try this, what's the practical roadmap? How do you start?
First, figure out what challenging looks like for you as a couple. Physical, creative, mental, social. What pushes your buttons a little?
Then maybe start small.
Definitely start small. Beginner yoga if you're inflexible. A slightly longer walk in a new park if you're not hikers. Something manageable.
And make sure it requires cooperation, not just doing things side by side.
Yes, that's key. Avoid just parallel play. Find something where you need each other. And celebrate the effort, not just whether you won or finished perfectly.
And expect it to be uncomfortable sometimes.
Anticipate discomfort. That's where the bonding happens. Lean into it a bit.
Okay, specific activity ideas again, just to recap.
Sure. Rock climbing, great for trust, communication. Cold water plunges voluntary discomfort, shared triumph. Dance classes, coordination, trust, silliness. Pottery, creativity, frustration, negotiation. It's like relationship boot camp light.
MAFSA boot camp. I like that.
Escape rooms, problem solving under pressure, but totally safe. Obstacle courses, challenging hikes, even cooking a really complex meal together counts.
You also mentioned a link to mental health benefits, beyond just the relationship itself.
Yeah, this is fascinating. Think of shared challenges as almost like natural antidepressants.
How so?
You get the endorphin release from physical activity, the dopamine hit from accomplishment, the oxytocin from bonding, these all target pathways involved in mood regulation.
Okay.
And perhaps more importantly, facing fears together builds resilience against anxiety. It creates the shared narrative of competence. We've handled hard things before, we can handle this. It's like building an emotional toolkit together.
Did the couple mention specific examples of that?
Yeah, the partner with social anxiety found it significantly eased after doing things like group climbs and obstacle races. They had concrete proof they could be brave and that their partner had their back. It rewired some of those anxious thoughts.
That's powerful.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's say you're sold on the idea. How do you actually bring this up with your partner without sounding weird?
Good point. You probably don't want to lead with, honey, science says we need shared discomfort for optimal bonding.
Probably not.
Maybe start curiosity, framed around their interests. Hey, I read this interesting article about couples trying new things. Is there anything you've secretly wanted to try? Maybe something a little adventurous or different?
Make it about them first. Smart.
Or frame it as a shared personal goal. I'd love to get a bit fitter, but doing it alone is tough. Would you be up for trying activity together? Might be more fun.
Or focus on being present.
Yeah, feels like we spend so much time zoned out on screens. What if we found something that really made us focus on each other for a bit?
Hmm.
The key is making it collaborative, an invitation, not a prescription.
But what if your partner is just really resistant? Like, nope, not doing anything new or hard.
That's trickier, honestly, because it really does take willingness from both sides to be a bit vulnerable. If the resistance is strong, maybe start even smaller. A new restaurant in a different part of town, a slightly different walk.
Test the waters.
Exactly. Sometimes the resistance isn't about the activity itself, but a fear of looking silly or failing, maybe even in front of you. That might require a gentler conversation about why they don't feel safe being imperfect.
And modeling vulnerability yourself could help.
Definitely. Sharing your own anxieties about trying something new. But, if there's just a complete refusal to ever step outside the comfort zone, even slightly, that might signal deeper issues about growth and compatibility long term. Healthy partnerships usually involve some willingness to stretch together.
So looking back at this couple, the long-term impact was pretty huge then.
Profound, yeah. More confident individually, way more connected as a couple, much better at handling stress and conflict. Their trust deepened immensely. The relationship genuinely became this source of strength and adventure for them, not just a safe harbor.
And they're still doing it.
Yep. Their next plan is a wilderness survival course. They see it as continuous growth now, part of their relationship dynamic.
So to bring it all home, the big insight really is,
Mm.
intimacy isn't just about comfort. It's also about the willingness to be uncomfortable, but together.
Precisely. Facing those fears, supporting each other when things get tough,
Yeah.
that builds this deep foundational knowing of each other that filters into everything. Communication, trust, sex, planning your future, all of it.
Which leaves a question for you listening, doesn't it?
It does. What scares you just a little bit?
Yeah.
What's that thing, that challenge that you've maybe avoided?
What might happen if you thought about facing that? Not alone, but together with your partner.
Yeah.
Start small, talk openly, focus on the effort, be patient.
Because practicing that bravery, that support, that resilience together, that's how you build something incredibly strong and intimate. It really is about becoming stronger together because you dare to be scared together.